People of Reddit, how would you feel if there was a USA filter where non-Americans can scroll through Reddit freely without watching, hearing, or reading what's going on in America? Can Americans get access to the filter too? Sure, it's a Reddit filter after all. I would pay for that. Honestly, Reddit's quality goes down so much during elections. And for some stupid reason American elections have 2 whole years of campaigning, so in essence the majority of the time is a lead up to an election. We don't like it either. I'll bring it up at the next American meeting. Those meetings are held at the Capitol building, right? Think I just missed the last one. Close, this time we're going inside and we'll have coffee and snacks in the men's restroom right next to the chamber. Wasn't this exact question asked very recently? Now you're getting it. Dear Reddit, it started, now do you agree, that water's important, and air should be free? And would you allow for a law, if you could, that stated, and clearly, that vaccines are good? If maybe they gave you $1 billion, would you own a chicken that shits when it clucks? Would you take a cell phone that screams when it rings? Or other such hugely disorderly things? Oh Reddit, for queries as complex as these, for questions divisive, I'm begging you please, I'm watching, enraptured, I'm waiting, transfixed, to read your responses. I'm sure they'll be mixed. Can we just post this below every do you agree question? Redditors of Reddit, how would you feel about posting a poem for your Sprague poem after every extremely obvious and repeated AskReddit question? Dear Reddit, it started, now do you agree that water's important, and air should be free? And would you allow for a law, if you could that stated, and clearly, that vaccines are good? If maybe they gave you $1 billion, would you own a chicken hat shits when it clucks? Would you take a cell phone that thought screams when it rings? Or other such hugely disorderly things? Oh Reddit, for queries as complex as these, for questions divisive, I'm begging you please, I'm watching, enraptured, I'm waiting, transfixed to read your responses. I'm sure they'll be mixed. Who's gonna make the bot for this? Exclamation mark dumb question should be its tag name or whatever you call that. Like the Emojify bot. How do you feel about insert agreeable feature? Fellow Redditors, how would you feel about every human alive getting $10,000 and a machine that dispenses blowjobs, sexual favors, and cotton candy? Edit, now the machine also caters to women, so kindly get the duck off my back. Are the blowjobs sustainably packaged? I'd know, is your mother is made from sustainable packaging? Isn't the whole point of Reddit to create your own personal echo chamber by curating which subs are in your feed? Easier said than done. Want memes? Join one of the meme subreddits. No memes about politics or just no memes about a certain subject. I wouldn't know a good one for that. Prequel memes has no politics, but TBF, it's a trilogy about space politics, but there's memes about not having memes about politics, for the above reasons. Prequel memes admins be like, u2.b. It already exists, friend. It's called Reddit Enhancement Suite and you can set up as many keyword filters as your heart desires. Those filters can be subreddit specific or global in nature. Not only that, you can ignore certain users and you can block posts from a given domain. I can't imagine using Reddit without it. Most America-specific posts don't include any America-specific keywords that you could use to filter though. Us Redditors are in the privileged position of assuming their audience is American and their specific references advice seek are going to be relevant to their readers without any preface or introduction. They talk like everyone else is American essentially. Everyone else quickly learns to preface within the UK, here in Canada, etc. This is why many of us living outside of the USA consider and use to be American news, or politics as American politics, etc., etc., etc. Or politics is actually as politics. It's in the description. Hell, even Repix has become a cesspool of American political photos off late. Pix is the biggest garbage subreddit of them all. So is news. Funny and shower thoughts could give Pix a serious run for its money. Funny isn't funny and shower thoughts doesn't have shower thoughts. Just like how Unpopular Opinion doesn't have unpopular opinions and AskReddit doesn't have questions that hasn't been asked a million times already. Whenever I post my actual shower thoughts on Shower Thoughts, the bot removes them. You guys think in the shower? I just stand there and exist. Random titties. This looked like a joke, but it actually seems really good. Yeah, I'm trying to find the punchline but haven't found it. World politics went down the shitter, so they shifted to random titties. I don't really get it either, but that's what happened. World politics went omega karma whore mode, posting upvote so is the first thing you see when you look up and shit like that. Mods did nothing about it, users became aware of the lack of moderation and started posting hentai, and now the mods gave in and now it's basically a partly anarchy subreddit. I wish there was a ducking repost filter. Fuck you, Reddit. If there was a repost filter, then Reddit will have no content like 90% of the time. People of Reddit, how would you feel if there was my opinion but as if it's a question filter where users seeking interesting discussions can scroll through AskReddit without seeing dull shit like this? Depends on what subs you've joined. When I scroll through my feed it's mostly Dutch related news because that is where I live. Edit. After reading most of the comments I realize that the op is absolutely right. Many people are complaining about us related news in their own country subs. That us related content filter has to become a thing indeed. Something like a checkbox when you create a post in a non-American sub. Americanism has become a virus lately. America is not the world. The world is the world. Though it's also the behavior of many non-Americans that have been sucked up by all the American news around them. So much that they are now living in it. It reminds me of a friend of mine. With him it's only about Trump did this and Trump did that. But also things like in America this and in America that. It goes on forever. Are you also like that? Well then. Please stop. So we can make the rest of the world great again. It's a bit harder for those of us in the English-speaking world. Even when you're only joined to local news subs. I've seen politics brought up in a thread attached to a photo of a puppy, on a subreddit for dogs. They're everywhere. Americans make up 49% of the traffic on Reddit, the next highest is Canada with 7%. I'm shocked most of the content is American-based. I like watching Sky News but they talk about Brexit and Boris Johnson so much. Is there a way I can filter them out? I feel like I've seen this just on another sub. It was on Unpopular Opinion 1 week ago and got to the front page. Unpopular Opinion. Moan says I get to post this tomorrow. Cool, as long as this applies to the comments too. Europeans love to bring the US into every non-related discussion too. You could have a video of a dog licking someone's face, then someone would reply that happened to me once but I got sick from it, and then someone will reply good thing you weren't in America, or you would have been put into bankruptcy lol. And then an endless thread circle jerking about American healthcare. I couldn't agree more. In Canada, people are constantly talking about the US, and how it's so messed up, etc. But like, if it bothers you so much, just stop watching CNN or going on social media, and pick up a book or watch a movie. By bringing them up all the time, and by clicking all those links, we're feeding the beast that we then complain about. There's definitely people here who know more about American politicians than our own equivalent ones. Is it that time of the day again? I don't see why not. We should be able to filter out whatever we want. I'm an American living abroad so I like getting news from Reddit but I totally understand why people don't want to be inundated with us news all the time. I would love nothing more than to not have to scroll through Europeans commenting on America. Yeah. I want a way to filter all the comments from Europeans, Canadians who pretend to be experts on the US even though they've never visited for more than a few days. What words would I need to filter to accomplish that? Boris is bad but I couldn't imagine laughingstock. In Sweden. Great, but also a purge of questions in this shit how would you feel format. It's a total bullshit way of circumventing the open-ended question rule while posting what is effectively a yes-no question. Gotta love low-effort posts. I dunno. I come here at least partly to find out about what's going on in the world. America is part of the world, for better or worse, an important part. On the other hand, I would rather not hear about how everything that happens in any other country surely relates back to something happening in America in every thread.